Alright everyone, welcome to another video from Career Guidance Pro with me, Owain. That's Owain like a glass of wine. And in this video, I'm talking about how you can find out about jobs. Where can you find them? Where are they advertised? By the end of this video, you'll know my top 7 tips on where to look to find your dream job. Okay, let's get into it. Top tip number 7 is you can find them in adverts, in newspapers or online. Yes, I know I said newspapers, but they still exist and they still have job sections. So you could buy a couple and have a little look through there. Buy a local one if you want to find out about local jobs. Buy a national one if you want to find out about the jobs that are going nationally for national companies where you may have to relocate. It's completely up to you. Top tip number 6 is word of mouth. Anybody in your family know of any jobs going? Any of your friends know of any jobs going? If one of your friends or family, or even a previous colleague who you quite like but you're not that friendly with, if one of those people recommends a job to you or recommends a company to you, then you're more likely to get on really well at that company, aren't you? And trust that they're not steering you in the wrong direction. So word of mouth is really, really powerful. So if you are looking for that dream job, ask around, ask your mates, ask your family. Is there anything going where you work? Or have you heard of anything on the grapevine in your industry? And they may be able to point you in the right direction. Okay, that was top tip number 6. Top tip number 5 is look out for companies that offer apprenticeships or experience days or work experience. Now that might be because you're still in school, still in education, you may be still at college, but even if you're out of work currently, have a little look and see if you can get involved. What's the criteria? There's no harm in looking. Check out their websites, for example, and then see what they're looking for. Some companies may even have a scheme to get people back to work, particularly after the recent pandemic. So have a look on their websites and see if you can get involved in any of those. Work experience, days, weeks or months, or maybe the apprenticeship schemes. Do they offer these? Or maybe a summer internship. Some of those are even paid. Can you get involved with that? And that'll give you a great insight into the company. That's top tip number 5. Here we are, top tip number 4. You're going to follow companies that you want to work with on social media. Check out what their presence is like in those spaces. Have a look on the Facebook. Have a look on their LinkedIn. Have a look, do they have an Instagram? Do they post on there? Do they Snapchat? Do they tweet? Most companies these days definitely tweet, so definitely look on there and see what they're saying about different things and what are they posting. The new sensation, of course, is TikTok. Are they on there? They might not be at this point, but they might crop up in the future. So always keep that in mind because social media is always changing. New ones come out from time to time. You need to see if your company is taking part in all the different trends. What are they saying on there? How can you get an insight into what they're doing, what they're advertising? Because some of them will definitely advertise jobs, particularly on LinkedIn. And that is the next tip. Top tip number 3. Have a LinkedIn account and use it to do your research and network. So say, for example, you want to start working in the hospitality industry. So you would have a look on LinkedIn and you would find hotel managers, chefs maybe, people who work front of house, people who work on hotel receptions, people who run events. Try and connect with these people and ask them questions about the industry to give you more knowledge. Ask them, are there any jobs available at the moment? Can they point you in the right direction? Would they recommend any different companies that they've worked for in the past or the companies that they work for now? Also, of course, have a little look on the LinkedIn job board, sign up to all of that, make sure your CV and your profile is looking really, really professional and clear, and sell yourself that way. Millions of people every single year get their dream job by going onto LinkedIn. So it's a really, really, really good shout. All right, top tip number 2 is to attend careers fairs. Every different industry in the country creates a careers fair. It may be in a large conference centre when we're allowed to use those again. but make sure you look out for them, because if you go there, you can meet hundreds of employers in one day. They'll all have a stand. They'll all want to be selling their business, especially if it's the hiring team, especially if it's the marketing team there trying to show the company in a positive light. So go and talk to them, see what it's like to work there, get their experience, and then make sure you make some good decisions when you are eventually applying for a job. Top tip number 1, here it is. And that's sign up to a recruitment agency. There are loads out there. Get onto Google. Make sure you find the one that suits you. Read about them. Have a little look. Do they only work in certain industries, or do they cover a broad range of industries? If you want to specialize in one industry, then try and find maybe a recruitment agency that just deals with that industry. So say you want a job in procurement, you look for a recruitment agency that just works in that field. And then they'll be able to give you the best help and advice and support when you're filling in a CV, online application forms, doing your job interviews as well. So there we go. 7 top tips on where you can find jobs. Hopefully one day you'll find your dream job. Now, if you want to work with me as a career coach, check out the website careerguidance.pro down below and we can set that up. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know what you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video.